let's chat. I just thought I would chat a little bit about what I love, and I love the tarot. For me, it is a reminder, a constant reminder to stay in touch with myself, and it's a great tool for looking at where things are at with myself. I'm someone who was not very in touch with myself. Even just a decade ago, and I was very, very removed from my feelings. And learning the tarot has been amazing for helping me get back in touch and understand what's happening for me and within me, and helping me figure out how to move through those things. Um, I tend to read the tarot with reversals. Some readers don't. It's just a personal preference. I find for me it brings a new depth and a level of clarity that's just not there uh, without the reversals. And so I like them, so I use them. I am very new to YouTube. I am very much an introvert, and I'm generally very camera shy, so this is a whole new enterprise for me, and actually so far it's been a ton of fun. I'm really loving it. Um, so just a bit about me. I got into the tarot about 4 years ago, and for the first 3.5 years I did readings for myself every day, and like I said, that's what helped me really get in touch with myself. I also did readings for family and friends, and at a couple of different festivals, and in a card shop. It wasn't really a card shop, it was more of a metaphysical shop, crystals, that sort of thing. And I've just decided to do this as my career because I love it so much, and I just think that it brings so much richness for people. And I actually have a background in law and finance. I'm not a lawyer, I was a legal assistant. And while I did enjoy that, I found that there was just a lot missing. I love the feeling of working with the cards and working with people to help them connect to themselves and to work through all the challenges and just the fuzziness and illusion that comes up through life. We are so much taught to ignore ourselves and how we're and to disconnect from our inner guidance, and I really believe that the tarot is such a beautiful tool for getting us back in touch. And I believe that everyone can learn to read the tarot. It doesn't necessarily have to involve any sort of psychic abilities. It is a system that is so well set out, and it just picks up on our energies and lays it out for you. And as long as you know what the system is, you can read the tarot. I strongly encourage people to take it up for themselves, but I understand that it's not an interest that everyone has, and it does take a bit of study, so it's not necessarily something that people have all of the time in the world to do. So I'm doing it for them. But let me tell you, I am super excited and ecstatic to have this opportunity to be able to read the cards for people. One of the things I absolutely love about this career is all of the amazing, amazing people that I meet. And it truly is an honor to be asked to do a tarot reading for someone. My passions, areas of interest are grief, first of all. Doing readings for people who are grieving can be very beneficial for them. It's not mediumship the way I do it. I'm not getting in touch necessarily with the loved one who has moved on, but it is helping them to perhaps start making some meaning out of their experience that they're going through, and help them find ways to continue to move through their lives with the grief now as their constant and ever-present companion. Like most people, I have experienced loss, and I honestly wish that I had had the tarot at my disposal during the early years of my grief. I think that it would have made a huge impact for me in helping me move through it and have just a vocabulary for what I was feeling and what I was experiencing. Grief does all kinds of things to us, and it's not really something that a lot of people are comfortable talking about. So it can be very difficult to feel like you fit anywhere anymore when you're in the throes of grief. And I believe that the tarot is an excellent tool for addressing the loneliness that can accompany grief, and that it's a very effective way for someone to feel seen and heard and hopefully less alone during that very difficult time. The other people that I really love to do readings for are LGBTQ plus folks. I myself fall under that umbrella, and I find that a lot of the readings and the decks that I see are still very much within the heteronormative binary framework. And I use the Rider-Waite-Smith original deck at this point for client readings. I'm looking at branching out and finding a different deck, and sometime in the future I'm sure that will happen. I would like to find something that's more inclusive, because the Rider-Waite-Smith is definitely heteronormative, binary, and only depicts white people. So anyone who identifies outside of those may definitely feel unseen and left out. However, I do feel that in terms of sexual orientation and gender identity, how the cards are read can mitigate that sense of being unseen to some extent, for sure. I do offer a reading that looks at our masculine and feminine energies, because I do believe we all have masculine and feminine energies within us, which is not the same thing as male and female energies. And I find that that reading can be very helpful and bring clarity to how our duality is shaping up, and what things are moving us and moving through us, and how we are moving through things ourselves. If you would like to order a reading, please visit my website. The link is in the description box below. I do video and Skype readings. If you want, when you order your reading, you can tell me a bit about yourself, but that's not necessary either. You can also ask a question if you have one, although that's also not necessary. I tend to think that the cards will tell us what we need to know, and sometimes leaving it open-ended can allow for some flexibility and some messages that we didn't realize we needed to hear. And that can be extremely refreshing sometimes when that does come up. Thanks for tuning in. It was really great chatting with you, and I'll see you soon.